watching. You are watching.
You're watching. You guys are watching.
You're watching.
Soulful discussion.
All right, so good morning and welcome back. How are you today?
Blessed morning. I'm great. And yourself?
Doing great. I'm doing great. All right, so now we're back out here. We're doing a follow-up interview to the first interview. Jumping right into it. What were your thoughts? First experience? Like, how did you feel about it? Now that you've had time to kind of think about it and go back.
I've had a lot of time to think about
Absolutely.
it. So when I first was doing it, I was like, what did I get myself into?
Absolutely.
As I shared, when you finally set the videos out, I was excited because I was like, ultimately you want to see yourself, right? So I'm like, oh my God, excited for it. And then I realized, like, man, am I really ready to hear what I have to say or how I sound? Or, you just become subconscious about everything. You start questioning it. Then I watched it and I was like, what the fuck did I do? I wanted to tell you to take it down.
Absolutely.
But definitely it was really something that took me out of a big comfort zone. Like, even because I was just so like, oh my God, I'm showing my toes. Like, there's a lot of viewers. I don't know who's going to watch it, what people are going to say.
Absolutely.
And it took me a minute to go into the comments. But I went back and scrolled through, guys. I had to face the fear of not caring what people had to say.
Absolutely. So you were feeling a little self-conscious. Now, is that the reason why you wanted me? You said you were thinking about having me take it down because of that self-conscious.
Yes.
You didn't want nobody.
I was like, oh my God, like my whole toes are out there. Like, who, what, and where? Like, I'm over here speaking highly about my toes and shit.
Absolutely. Yeah, but I mean, so what changed? Because you said like you didn't end up asking me, like you just kind of like faced the fear with that.
I just really faced it. Like, okay. I think it's really learning to be really like saying what you say when you say you shouldn't care what people say.
Yeah.
Just really taking in critiques differently instead of like bashing my own self. So I think that's what it was, just really being in comfort with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Not only that, but like I think that for me, what this like kind of like displays when we kind of go through it, like nobody's perfect, right? As much as we may have our routines and we go through all these things, like nobody's perfect, and at any given time, like things could happen where it may challenge that, right? Yeah. But at the same time, even though something might not be perfect, like it's all about your ability to, like like you said, your kind of attitude towards it. Like, how do I like deal with this? Like, even though I'm not perfectly here, how do I deal with it, right?
Yeah. So
like you were able to go through that. I remember like during the time, like you said, you were like, I even remember during the interview at one point you were like, man, you got me out here doing some weird shit. Absolutely. So in terms of like some of the comments, like, so we talked about a little bit about that. How did you feel about like the comments as a whole? Was it like kind of boosted your confidence a little bit? Because I don't really remember anybody saying anything negative or.
I'm gratefully there was not too many negative comments. Maybe one or two. But I felt very well about it. Yeah. I felt like it was just what it needed to be. Like being what it was the topic on.
Absolutely. Like
people just sharing what they said. About my feed, the good and the bad,
Absolutely.
And then just a lot of great things about me. So it was just really nice to see that people that didn't know me had to say that.
And let me ask you a question, because you do modeling, right? How is that like different from like the normal modeling that you usually do? Because like you still like when you do modeling, like you're showing different parts of your body, right?
Yes, it's different because it's like you as the model will choose what you want to walk into. So like I'm not walking into a event or a casting and saying, oh, I'm gonna model for the shoe, that's because I'm not going into that zone because it's not my zone, so like it's really just what you're walking into. Like a very well-rounded model probably would do it because they're already in that zone, or maybe like have done enough job to be like, I'm okay with this. But me walking into something like that would not be the first thing I do. So it's
especially
different.
Because you don't have time to get ready for it, right? It was more like one of those things where I asked you to do it, and then I tell you like right as we're going to start, like what it's going to be about. So there's no time to go out and be like, oh hey, I'll be right back.
Let me go correct this and then I'll be back. No, it wasn't. And then you really kind of choose what you want to like have the public like focus on. For me, I love runway, so fashion runway shows is the thing. So my toes are not really paying attention. It's really the clothes that I'm wearing.
The clothes that you're wearing. Yeah. Absolutely. How's your mindset been now that you know that like that may be something that people focus on or that they see? Like, has it like caused you to not like want to show your toes more, or like what's the attitude towards it? That's what I want to know.
The crazy part about it is that I literally went back, and I know a guy dropped a comment about come back with white toes. I didn't come back with white toes just because of that. I'm like, I don't know what weird fetish. No, I'm just kidding. But it just made me really want to go into more of naturally taking care of my feet. So I, instead of going back to the nail shop and saying, apply color, make it look pretty.
Mhm.
I'm like literally just have my feet bare and just like, you know, trying to be natural with it.
Nice. And
So that's what it brought me back to.
Oh,
you know?
that's cool. Like, absolutely. So it kind of made you think about that. Like, hey, if I can't go get like my toes done, then I'll just keep them natural.
Yeah.
And take care of them myself. And then, hey, if I do have time, I'll go. Right.
Yeah.
That's a good good idea. So it made you think about self-care. Like,
yeah,
more
and more of self-care, because it's like we're always dressing ourselves, makeup, clothes, you know, shoes, to like hide the things that we don't like about ourselves. So to me, I was like, like, how about walking naturally bare with my nails, like in the store? Why do I have to be so subconscious about how my nails look, you know? So it just really brought that to me, and I liked it.
That's pretty cool. I'm glad. So in terms of like we talked about mental health the last time, and I think like one of the things we really like hit on was like facing your fears. You kind of talked a little bit about that in terms of the interview. Has there been anything else like in your life where you've like had to like utilize that, like, hey, like I have a fear of this, but like kind of getting over it?
I mean, I guess life in general, like every single choice that you make in life is something you question so much in your head before you actually take action. So for me, I feel like I face fear every single day. Yeah. And then in every choice that I make and even decisions, I have to be 100% sure of what I'm doing and understand that whatever consequences come behind it is my choice.
Absolutely.
You know, so nothing in particular, just really like being less doubtful of the things that I want to do. Just go for it. Yeah.
Got it. All right, and I think reflexology was something we also hit on last time. You said that you've already tried that before. You had any experiences with that since?
No, I really haven't, to be honest.
Okay.
I just feel like it really sucks. Like, you know, you were touching my toes. I didn't have no much senses and stuff.
You know what I think it is too, though, because like, you know, part of it may be because like you could see me, and I think sometimes like when you can like see what's happening, like you prepare your mind like, oh, okay, I know it's coming.
It's gonna
like,
come,
yeah. As opposed to like sometimes when like you can't see that, then the mind can't attach to it, so you're just feeling.
Yeah.
So part of it was that too.
Probably so.
All right. So now we got you out here again. Can we see what your feet look like again?
Wow, here we are.
Here we are again.
Here we are.
We're back. All right.
And I have matching socks. Somebody said I didn't have matching socks. Like, first of all, I already went through a bad experience. I went through a bad experience to where I was put in a situation where I was not knowing I was had to take my shoes off.
That is true. You know, that was like completely. Leave your socks on for right now. Let's put them up here.
So that's what happened, and I was like, never again.
Yeah, never again. She's like, I'll make sure.
Socks. So when somebody said it, I was like, no.
Probably went through your laundry. Is like, let me make sure.
I was like, no. I went back to the video. I was like, look, you didn't have a unmatching sock. I just had to reassure.
Absolutely. And I think size 9 was it?
Yeah, size 9 and 1.
So, and it kind of varies, like depending on what type of shoe you wear.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then you can take the socks off now. Ta-da. And here's a natural reveal. So she says she's all natural. Okay. Nice.
No clear polish.
Keeping them natural, nice, clean and neat. All right. And your toes are more on the long side, the slender side, right? Because I mean, you as a whole are slender and like tall. All right. And let me get you to extend out so we can see the bottoms. Uh-oh. She's like, what's going on? They're clean. What are you worried about?
I know, but...
How are you feeling? So we're going through this again. We're out here. You're modeling your feet again. How are you feeling?
I feel okay. I guess because I was like already...
You're expecting it.
Like,
Absolutely.
You know what? He's definitely going for my toes. I'm definitely... I was this close to saying no, but I was like, you know what? I have to finish what I started.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't like to not finish what I started.
All right. Well, I appreciate you going back and coming back through it again. But and like I said, how is this modeling a little bit different from like some of the other modeling that you do?
Like I said, you choose, or not so much choose, but the focus on what it is that I'm modeling is different. Like clothes, you know, we're really more so like how you look, how you make the clothes wear. Like the focus isn't in the shoe or in the feet. So it's very, very different.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
I have yet to do a modeling thing like for shoes or something. So maybe when I do it then I'd have a feedback. But
you would probably like have to focus more on like, modeling shoes. Let me go out here and get that fresh petty. Like, what was your favorite colors? I don't remember what you said.
I like white actually.
Also,
even though they said put white on, it was just like, oh, you know what? Now he said it. I'm just.
Oh.
He might be waiting for that video to
He
drop.
might be
You know,
waiting
just
for
kind
that.
of
He's
weird.
like, "Where's the white at, man?" Like I was waiting for it, and she decided not to because of me.
Oh.
So whoever that was that like left that comment, you're to blame for why she doesn't have white on her toes right now. So just to let you know, all right, cool. Let me get you to like kind of place them up here. I know we got some stuff up here. Place them
What
up
you
here.
mean? I don't have to get up or what?
No, sit down. Just lay your feet. There you go.
You want me to?
All right, let me get you. Make a fist. Hard to do. I remember you had pain the last time. Is it
My fingers like?
okay? All right, relax. Spread. And it's kind of hard for you to spread. You don't have a lot of dexterity there. You don't do a lot of that spreading usually, right? All right, relax. And then just wiggle.
You see my finger?
All right, cool. Let me get the other one up now. She's back out here. She's doing this, and she's like, "Okay, let's get a scrunch real quick." All right, spread. It's a little bit easier to do on this one, but it's still kind of close. All right, relax and wiggle. All right, can't really wiggle. All right. Let's do the sensitivity test again. All right, now I want you to try something this time. All right, because like we talked. Yeah, there you go. Eyes closed.
How did I know?
Let's see here. Okay.
It
tickles a little bit more. Yeah. So and you, like I said, like because you can see what's happening, that's why it wasn't as much. Where's it mostly at? Top.
in the middle.
Right in your arch area. Okay. All right. Now I want you to try something. Wiggle your toes and tell me if, like, close your eyes, Bill. Wiggle your toes. More or less.
Less.
All right. Like we talked about last time, because your foot's in motion, you can't pick up on that sensation. Let's try the left one. Let's see which one is more sensitive than the other one. All right. I think it was your right one, right? For sure?
Yeah.
All right. And is it the same area?
No, I don't really feel much.
You don't feel much in it. Okay. Let's try wiggling your toes. And you still don't feel anything. Okay.
It feels good, like when you're massaging.
All right. So it feels like more like a massage. Okay. All right. Cool. Let's get you to put them back up here. All right. Cool. All right. So let's wrap up a little bit. Well, sort of a wrap up. Okay. Let's wrap up. In terms of like coming out and doing this again, what was your mindset? What was your thoughts on coming back out and having to do this?
I'm gonna castle on him. Even this morning, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just tell him let's redo it tomorrow. Maybe push it a little, give me a little bit less time of
Absolutely.
freaking out about it. But I was like, you know what? No.
Okay. All right. And so you were able to come
Just
back
face
out
your
and
fear.
face
Face
the
the
fear.
embarrassment, I guess, more so.
Why is
it's
it
not
an
really a fear.
embarrassment? Wait a minute.
It's just like I said, you're so subconscious about your feet or whatever it is that you're in that area that you're kind of like conscious about.
Let's get to it, because it's actually funny because like one of your friends actually said that you have like insecurities about your feet. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah. She said that like she's like, yeah, Delia has some insecurities about her feet, which is why she probably might have had.
That had to be Ashley, huh?
It was. Ashley.
It had to be Ashley. Because like not everybody knows that.
Not everybody knows that. So now let me ask you this: why is there the insecurities there? Is it because you do know like that's something that people pay attention to, and so you're like,
I'm already like subconscious about it, like shit, like what are they gonna think, like what are they like, you know, like when my toes are out, that's exactly what I'm like.
Now here's what I'll ask, right? Because I would say as a whole, right, and I don't really like doing letter grades or numbers or anything like that when you talk to like people, but I would say like you're probably a solid like 10, right? Now, in terms of that, like in terms of your feet, like how many points would you think that's like off in terms of like that would knock you down? Because like you have that insecurity there, so apparently you think about it yourself, like, oh man, this is something that other people are gonna see. How many points do you think that would be?
I think I'm like a 7.
A 7? Yeah. Really? And you talking about because of your feet, you think you're a 7?
Oh, me as far as like in general, like as a whole? Oh no, hell no. My toes is not gonna define my entire attitude, okay? Not my confidence. It's just one little.
But that's what I'm asking. Like,
oh, then we go back to the question.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't define. Like, so my ideal number, I'd probably say I'd be a 9.
Okay.
Fair 9.
Got it. But like you said, that doesn't define who you are.
Yeah,
right?
no. So
that's the point that I'm trying to get
really,
to.
really
right?
in the bottom, so it's.
Yeah. And I think this too, right? Because like I think that you have like there are nice things that you have about your feet, and like what are some of the insecurities that you do have, like that you yourself see?
About my feet?
Yeah.
Just the way, wanting my nails to be a certain way, I guess.
Okay.
That's
so like
it.
Was it a certain length, or do you want them to be like
a certain like shape, more squarish, or like I said, I'm a runner, so if you see like my toe next to my my big toe is kind of like smaller. It looks like it's like got some stuff going on, but it's because I like my toenails have fallen consistently because of all the stuff I used
You're
to
also
do.
an athlete though too.
Yeah.
Like you used to play basketball, things like that. So you live a relatively active lifestyle. So yeah, like I said, but these are things that like can be fixed. Have you gone to see? Because I really think you should go see a podiatrist.
I haven't, but I'll probably consider.
You should, because like I said, like back to your point about how like sometimes we neglect things, like a lot of people neglect their feet because they feel like it's not something that's important.
Yeah.
As opposed to like we have all these routines for like makeup and hair and everything else. And it's like, but that area right there sometimes can be neglected. But like we have people out there who are specialists for that very reason. So maybe going to see somebody like that might, bring you around, can boost that confidence up, and like get you to a point where you're like, hey man, like this is an everyday thing for me,
Shit, I might come out in the billboard with my toes out and some heels or
Here
something. I'm
we
just
go.
kidding.
Last time she was joking about like I'm about to go out and give me somebody to get on my toes real quick. So but anyway, it's all jokes and it's all fun. Glad to have you come out again.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you going through all this. Any last things that you want to say, Cameron, to the people?
Just if you haven't done that one thing, just go do it.
Absolutely.
Just do it. He brought me out here, out of my comfort zone, speaking out a topic that I don't think I would have ever spoken about.
Absolutely.
But here we are.
Absolutely.
So just create a movement, guys. Be different.
Absolutely. Appreciate you. Thank you for coming out again. And we hope that you have a great one, okay?